Hello everyone, this is Mr. Mike, and I'm here to tell you all about Once Upon a Book, which is a storytelling competition. Now we'd like as many students as possible to enter, so I'm going to give you some advice on things to do and to tell you a couple of things that you shouldn't do. The first thing you're going to need to do is choose a book. Now there are two types of books you can choose from. One is fiction. These are made-up stories, often with made-up characters. They didn't really happen. Then there are other types of stories, like non-fiction. These are stories about real people and events that really happened. And you can choose either of these types of story. Now, this is not a reading aloud competition. We don't want you to stand there holding the book, reading from it. This is a storytelling competition. So you're going to need to have memorized the story. You're going to need to know the story so that you can tell it, so that you can perform it to your audience. Now, you could choose to read the whole of a story and tell it to your audience. Or, if you've chosen a large book, then you can choose part of that story to share. Now, some things to remember. Record a video, 1 to 3 minutes, solo or pair. So you're going to need to make a video for this competition. So what we want is a still camera pointed at you from your waist up. So that means the top half of your body is on camera. Ideally, you'll be standing in front of a plain background like a white wall or something, or a screen. If you're working with a partner, then you'll be standing next to each other. Now, the videos need to be in MP4 or AVI format. Now, don't worry too much about this, because if you're going to use a camera or a phone or a tablet, then they'll almost certainly record in MP4 format anyway. So this should not be a problem. One thing you need to remember is you're telling a story, so the audience need to be able to hear you loud and clearly. So make sure that the sound on your video is very good. Okay, some other things to remember. No book covers. Wear a costume. Use props. So unfortunately, in the competition, you're not allowed to show the cover of the book that you've chosen. So there are a couple of things you can do. One, you could use maybe AI to create a cover for you or a picture to show. Or you could draw your own cover or picture of the book you've chosen. And then the other two things. So costumes. Costumes are great. They'll help bring the story and your characters to life. But one thing to remember is try not to cover your face with the costume, because the judges and the audience are going to want to see your face and your expressions. So something like this would be good, I think. A simple costume, a large picture, and then one prop. A prop is something that you use in your story to help bring it to life. Something usually you're going to hold in your hand. For example, this girl here, she hasn't got a costume. She just wore her school uniform. She's got a small picture in the back, and she's got two very simple props on the table to use. And in fact, this girl was one of the winners from last year. So it shows that you don't have to make big pictures or have lots and lots of props. You can keep it very simple. Another thing that you really shouldn't have in the video is music. One, because it'll be difficult to play that if you're at the live event. And two, you're going to have problems with something called copyright, which is when you use something that doesn't belong to you. So try not to use music. But something you can use to help bring your story to life are sound effects. So you could use the props in your hand to create sound effects, or you can use your voice. And your voice is going to be one of the most important things in this competition. Like I said before, this is a storytelling competition. So you can use your voice to create the sound effects, to share the story, to share the character's emotions. You can also use your face. Your facial expressions will show how you feel. And if you put those two things together, you can make a really interesting storytelling video for the competition. So, you guys can submit the videos to us in school, and then we will submit all of the videos together to the competition. So the deadline for that submission is the 27th of February. So you would need to give us your videos beforehand. Now, to give you an idea of what a really good performance and storytelling effort looks like, I've got a video here, and it's from one of the winners from last year. So enjoy the video, and I hope to see lots of your storytelling submissions. Okay, thanks everyone. Bye.
My name is Larry Agnes. I study in St. Mary's Canossian School. I chose the magic paintbrush because I love fantasy stories. Also, Liang, the main character, is an inspiring boy who uses kindness and creativity to help others. It teaches us important values like humility and compassion, and it shows us hope can bring joy to the world. Thank you. The Magic Paintbrush, written by Liz Miles and illustrated by Miles So. A long time ago in China, a poor boy named Liang dreamed of becoming a great artist. He practiced drawing wherever he could and became very skilled. One night, Liang dreamed of an old man giving him a magic paintbrush, saying, "Use it to help others." When Liang woke, the brush was in his hand. Hungry, he painted a bowl of rice, whoosh, 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 and it became real. Amazed, he drew a bird, which flew away. In the village, Liang used the brush to help people. He painted a river for a tired farmer and a cow for a man whose children had no milk. The villagers prospered, but Liang stayed humble, saying, "I'm rich because I can help others." But a greedy rich man heard about Liang's brush and stole it. When the man tried painting, nothing came to life. He kidnapped Liang and told him to show him how to use the magic paintbrush, demanding, "Paint me a golden mountain." Liang painted the sea and then the mountain across it. "How will I get there?" the man asked. Liang painted a grand boat. "Now draw me a wind," he ordered. Liang obeyed, but the wind became a storm. The boat sank, taking the greedy man with it. Back to the village, Liang married a kind-hearted girl and lived happily ever after, helping others with his magic paintbrush. The moral of the story is, being greedy is a harmful way to live.